So a few months ago, Channel 4 did a report on a lady who was 52 years old, mother of five, and who was sleeping on the streets of Stafford. She was homeless. And Channel 4 have recently reported that she died. But the one thing I didn't like about the Channel 4 report was that it kind of described her death as merely kind of a tragedy, which it was a tragedy, but it's far more than that. She died as a direct result of being homeless, caused by the policies of this government. Because I looked into the causes of her death and it just said, she died of natural causes. And when I've researched this, other homeless people who have died of natural causes, it's usually that they get a very minor illness. The kind of minor illness that if I got, I would take a few days off work, I would sleep in, take a hot bath, etc., and I would recover. But they don't recover from these minor illnesses because they're homeless. They're not sleeping good. They're not getting good nutrients from eating. They don't have good access to showers. Okay, so their immune system is quite weak. So basically, in other words, they're dying because they're homeless. They're dying because they're being homeless. And this is not a one-off. Homelessness has gone way up over the last few years because of Tory policies. Take universal credit, for example. People, their benefits are basically being cut, so they're left with no money for food and rent. They're being evicted and they're left homeless. And then a lot of them end up having to sleep on the streets. And because of sleeping on the street, they end up dying because, as I said, their immune systems become a lot weaker because they're not sleeping well, they're not eating well. So it's a very sad story. 52-year-old woman has died on the streets. And as I said, it's not a one-off. And the final thing I want to say is that expect this winter to be really, really brutal. Expect this winter to be really, really brutal, because I was talking with homeless experts last winter and they said the homeless centres were basically full up and they were starting to turn people away. So expect this winter to be even worse in terms of homeless deaths.